Good day, everyone. Welcome back. Glad to see you all in the place for another edition of Movies That Move We. Today, we will be discussing the Black Panther, not the one that's out now. The first one came out in 2018. I'm sure you're like, but okay, why would you be discussing that if, Wakanda Forever just came out 2 days ago? Because sometimes you gotta go back to the beginning so that you can put all the pieces together. I have not seen Wakanda Forever yet. I will be seeing it in the next week or so because, look, y'all, I got a job. I gotta go to work and pay some bills. Okay. So I'll be seeing it within the next couple of weeks. We will definitely be discussing it the first week of December. That'll give everybody a chance to, go and see it. And that way, if I slip up and give up a spoiler, it's not that big a deal because most people have already rushed to go see it. But in talking about the legacy that Black Panther has become, because it really has become a big deal from day one when we heard that this was going to be released. People were excited. They just couldn't wait because it was the first time in a long time that we were, let me say it like this, it was one of the first times that we've seen a mostly Black cast centered in such a positive light. Okay, what do you mean by that? It's a superhero story. Yeah, but you're seeing a well-functioning Black kingdom. They have resources. They know how to manage it. They have a strong military, again, well-managed, and they're technological geniuses because let's be real, in today's society, if you show up in a space and you really know your stuff, people act surprised. Frankly, even we act surprised. Like, oh, you know that? How do you know that? We act like we can't learn. But this puts it in a space. Wakanda is a space where it's normal, as it should be in this space. So, I think people got excited about that. I don't know if you guys remember what opening week was like, but people dressed in garb, they showed up, they were elbow to elbow in the theaters. Because again, one of the things that's been normalized in modern society is if you get too many Black people together, there's going to be violence. They actually did have uptick in police present at these theaters where the movies were being showed, at least stateside that I'm aware of, because they were concerned that Black people were just going to lose their minds and destroy the theater, I guess. And that didn't happen. It was a real unifying film for the Black community, and still is, as we're seeing from the box office numbers after 2 days in the theaters, national release 2 days. So, people are really excited about it. I don't think we're not seeing as much fervor now as we did back then. People are still very excited and energized around it. They want to be the first in the theaters. But we've settled into, stories like this for us exist. We see ourselves. And it's been said on Movies That Move We a number of times. Don used to say it all the time. His favorite author, Walter Mosley, said it. If you're not part of, he was speaking in literary terms, if you're not part of the literature, you're not part of the culture. And the same thing can be said for films. If you don't see yourself in the film world, if a Black person is always cast as, the sidekick or the crack hole mom, or, just a character in the periphery, or, any of the tropes that you can think of, we're not seeing our full selves reflected. And Black Panther gave us that. Now, there are some people who are triggered. Yes, I use the word, I don't use that word lightly. Some people are triggered by the pairing of the words black and panther. I have to find the article that talks about which came first, the Black Panther Party or the Black Panther comic, because this is a Marvel comic. And if my memory serves me right, they came to public view within a couple of years of each other. But if my memory serves me right, and I'll find the article to clear it up, I believe the comic book came first, and that kind of bolstered to an extent. They didn't base what they did off of Black Panther, but the Black Panther Party. But anyway, back to the movie, back to the first Black Panther movie. We were all excited to see this fabulous cast put together. And I'll tell you what this cast reminded me of. I was like, you know what? These actors are now what, if you think about the cast of Best Man, you know, Sanaa Lathan, Taraji P. Henson, all of them in that group. This is this generation's group of black actors, you know. I liked in the original seeing the cast come together because it wasn't just the most youthful people, I'll say it that way, but you have Forrest Whitaker, who is a seasoned actor, and I'm trying to find the name of the actor that played John Candy played T'Chaka. You have seasoned vets like Angela Bassett who are in the film. So you have the elders alongside of the youth, those who at this point have established themselves or are up and coming in the biz. And it's always a beautiful thing to see all of that come together. But like for my daughter's generation, this is it, you know. This is the Black Pack, if you will. This whole cast: Chadwick Boseman, Michael P. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerra. And can I just say, she rocks bald fabulously. I mean, bald, full head of hair. She's gorgeous. Danielle Kaluuya, Letitia Wright, and okay, we all love Winston Duke. Can we agree on that? Yes? Yes? Great. Let's move on. You know, but there's just such a, it's like all of these names are like, yeah, they're it, he's it, she's it. So yeah, if you haven't, which I can't imagine there's anyone out here who has not seen the Black Panther, go ahead and get it. It's on Disney Plus, or if you just want to own it outright, you can download it on Vudu. I think it's about an hour and a half long, I think. And speaking of box office, U.S. box office for Black Panther was $700.2 million. That's just U.S. One of the big questions about this film is this going to work internationally? Do people want to see that many black people? Literally, this was a question. People want to see this many black people on film? And the answer was yes. It was just successful abroad as it was domestically. Now with Wakanda Forever, it's meeting some political challenges. Places like China and the Middle East have their reasons for not wanting to show Disney films. Some of those reasons are, I forget which film it was, but it showed a same-sex couple, which is a no-no in those communities. And I forget what the other reason was, but it amounts to basically political backlash. So you're probably going to see a different international box office this go around than when Black Panther, the first one, was released. And we cannot talk about this film without speaking of the loss of Chadwick Boseman. Um, after this, I know Ma Rainey's, we reviewed Ma Rainey's here. Um, Ma Rainey's was released and he was sick during that filming, but he delivered. And I think that's the thing. Even Ryan Coogler talked about um, trying to replace, the conversation about replacing Chadwick Boseman in Wakanda Forever. And he said that was hard to do because he was, excuse me, while his character, the character he played, was the central character, the man, Chadwick Boseman, really pulled the cast together. And so that energy that you see between the characters is genuine. They became one big family. I think Lupita Nyong'o said this. Ryan Coogler also said it in a recent interview. Um, but it's one of those things where when he passed away, even if this was the only film you ever saw him in, it hit you right here, especially with the way the first movie ended. It wasn't tragic, but just the way he carried his presence in that very last scene of the movie, it was like, it gets you right here. But he delivered a lot. Let's see, he did a lot of films. We saw him in what is it? The Blood. Again, and he was with a great cast on that. He was in 42. We reviewed Get On Up. We're doing this now. The Five Bloods. That's it. The Five Bloods and Ma Rainey's were two of the last films that he did before he passed away in 2020. And he passed away from colon cancer. And so all of that being said, the movie overall, of course, is fantastic. I don't need to tell you that. Again, I was watching it again yesterday, and the time passed that quickly because it's action all the way through. Great story, great storyline. Again, Ryan Coogler wrote that. He directed it. And again, he's that other glue that holds the cast together. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have seen it and you're going to go see Wakanda Forever, watch it again just to keep that fresh as you go to see the next one. Again, I haven't taken in a whole lot. Usually I show up and I'm like, oh, well, they say this is going to, I'm not doing it this time because I want to go in and be wowed like everybody else. But people are really buzzing about Wakanda Forever, and you can't talk about that without talking about this. So again, go check it out. If you haven't, run over to Disney Plus, watch it, find it on Vudu. Get you some good snacks, sit down and dig it. It's a great movie. It's great image. Oh, Ruth Carter, we can't not talk about her because all of the costumes in this film and Wakanda Forever, she did that. I gotta give it up to directors, producers, film set design, all of that. They did a lot of research into various African cultures to create this unique place called Wakanda. And so if even just on that, to see how they piece that together. When in writing, world building is a big thing, and they knocked it out of the park with this. So yeah, check it out. sit there and let it wash over you. Just enjoy it for the action and the drama and all of that stuff. Or if you want to dig down into some of the technical stuff, go for it. This film is great for all of it. Great positive imagery, great just for the imagination. Let your imagination go as far as you'd like. And yeah, tell me what you thought. Where were you when this film came out? And were you part of that crowd in the movie theater that went to see it? I wasn't. I waited for it to come out on streaming. I don't like crowds. So, but tell me, where were you? Were you part of the crowd that was singing in the theaters? Did you dress up when you went to see this? Share it in the comments below, okay? We will be reviewing Wakanda Forever the first week of December, which I think is December 4th. That gives people time through the holidays to watch it, and then we can come right back here and talk about it some more. Sound good? Okay. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to follow me, Nicole and Don, online, NicoleDeCandice.com. Heck, just Google her name. All right. She's working on some great stuff. She'll be back with us soon. Nicole DeCandice, NicoleDeCandice.com. Check me out on nikkeiwrites.wordpress.com, or just Google Nikkei Writes and see where you find me. And finally, Don Mescal, donmescal.com. You can visit his Facebook page, author donmescal.com. And don't forget to grab a copy of his book. Again, put his name in Amazon. It'll pull up everything that he's done. The man was a writing machine. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time with another great conversation. Bye.